So what is a null path length, or I'm just going to call it NPL for the rest of the time here? Well, we're using the NPLs, as we'll call it, as basically our guide of making sure that it has that left shift, again, for merging later on down the road. So bear with me. So there's a great video that I have on going over counting it, or frankly, this one's going to do the same darn thing. But you'll notice that what we have here is two sets of values that are stored in every node. How many nodes are to the left that before we get to a null, as soon as we can get to a null, and then same thing on the right hand side. So what you have on this first one that we see 2 or 1, think of this 2 as it takes us 2 nodes to get to a null on the left of this number 7, and it takes 1 on the right hand side of that node. Now, in order for it to be left to heaps, we actually have to follow this rule, is that the left hand side has to be greater than or equal to the right hand side. Now, what happens if it doesn't? I'll go over that here in a second. But on counting things, you literally go node by node. So in the 7 here, I can go 1, 2, just pretend with me for a second, and then finally hit a null. Or go like the regular path, there's the 1, then the 2, and then I hit the null. So minimally, it takes me 2 nodes to get to a null at the end of the tree. On this side, it takes me 1, and well, I'll just go with the guideline here, and it takes 1, and then there's the null there. So notice 2 or 1, so that node's okay. If you can believe it, we'd actually go through every node, not really, but bear with me, to make sure that it's NPL compliant. So I'll take a look at this one. So in this one here, I believe that's a 10 if I'm not mistaken. The left would be 1 before I hit a null, and the right would be 1, and then again, I'm trying to find the null, the quickest path to a null. So again, it'd be 1 and 1, so that's why you see the 1 there, and that would be, well, frankly true and okay because it follows this rule. So every one of these is going to go ahead and follow these rules. I'll do another one right here. So in this one, we have 21 and 23. On the left-hand side, it takes 1 to get to a null there, or null here. Either one's fine. The other side has none, so it takes 0 to get to 1. But again, it's 1 on the left and right on the 0, and again, it follows that rule, we're okay. So numbering scheme and everything else is what we're talking about so far. Again, we still haven't gotten to the algorithm, so bear with me.